Last night on around 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, while browsing through Twitter, all of a sudden I go to like a certain post, and all of a sudden it's saying, "Oh, there's some like pop up at the bottom where I can't really look." And a lot of said like, "Hey, that account is suspended. You can't like any of their posts." I'm like, "What the fuck's the point of that? Let me like it." Only for me to then quickly realize that it is actually my account that ends up being suspended. As you see, it is for violating our rules against inauthentic behaviors. Or to translate into more common speak, they think that I am just another bot account. But that doesn't really make sense to me. And I'll show you as to why. So first off, let's go to my account in question. Wow, I am an artistic weave, like Boom's bunnies. Wow, bunnies. See, I've been here since around 2018. That's when my account was formed, and I can review an Android app account based in the U.S. with only an eye icon, so you can confirm that I am an American. And just scrolling down, I mean, yeah, I might glaze a certain creator a lot, a lot, but nothing here screams, at least to me, that I'm a bot account. Nothing here screams, "Oh, this guy is a toaster. He should be frickle-frackled and gone from existence." At least for me. Also, I should mention that my ban happened literally as I was in the middle of my browsing. In fact, I liked this post particularly, liked and reposted. This was the last thing I was able to repost before I got cut off. So apparently, maybe this post is cursed. Maybe I can't retweet anymore. I know Twitter has added a new rule. You can only retweet so much, but I don't think I try to stay within that limit. I don't try to do that. However, rather than just being like, "Yo, what are you doing? My account's legitimate. F you." I'm actually going to go into a few hypotheses as to why they think I am a robot. And I got like a few guesses, pulling up Battle Off Sweet, but whatever. So my first step is just my routine. I follow a fairly strict routine when I go out and do something. I go on Twitter for like 10 minutes, like as soon as I get up. It doesn't sound like good behavior at all. But it's only for... Jeez, I'm peeking the mic so much. Hold up. Okay, that might be better. Anyways. First, it's just my routine. I do it pretty schedulized when I do go out. And I admit, I like a lot of posts. Especially since, likes are not public anymore. It's like, okay, just like, if I like it, I like it. That's how I do it. And also, a few other times throughout the day, I browse a little bit. And then, about for 10 minutes, a half hour before I go to bed, I go on Twitter and I start do my spree again. And this is my first thing. Again, it happened around 12:30, which is generally when I get to bed and can start going to sleep. So my first thing is my routine. Is that they think that me coming in at very constant, regular intervals is somehow a way to confirm that I am a robot. When it's like, no, I just follow a pretty strict routine. Mostly this is just me following my own routine, but that's at least one guess as to why they think I'm a bot. Another thing is activities elsewhere. On Google I had an account that was taken down because the stream I was watching had like references to the King in Yellow. So I posted a comment basically copy pasting the first poem from the book. You know, the twin suns and the black stars. Blah, 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 blah. And that got bonked. I'm not happy about that getting bonked. I only know it got bonked because I want to see how much likes did that get. Because I know it got some likes. Only know it's going to take down, but no, that shouldn't happen because that's on YouTube, a Google platform. Twitter should not have access to that behavior at all. A third thing is that I actually browse Twitter from my phone's web browser. This is because I don't really like how the app works and to bypass certain things, I'm going to be honest. But at the same time, Twitter shouldn't really care. And if anything, my activities in Firefox rocking desktop Linux should be more of a red flag. Another thing I was doing was I was using my Wi-Fi network to try to get the visitors on my laptop. It's been a little headache for me lately. Messing around with it. And just to say this, you Linux nerds, please don't recommend me your distros for a laptop that you have no idea what I'm talking about. Just throwing that out there. Please just let me do my own thing. However, I don't really think that's the case because, again, the reason I'm using the web browser is the same reason why I'm using my desktop browser for things you might be able to see in certain directions on my screen, on the monitor. But anyways, if that was the case, then why did it trigger, again, like while in the middle of it? And to be like, oh, maybe your account got fucked. Well, for one, I was able to sign in just fine, and then change the password. Nothing like that. If I was to get bonked. But also, I will mention like a few things. Like, let's go specifically to chat. What is this? Welcome to the new X chat. You see, one thing that I notice a lot of Twitter bots do is that they go in, make accounts, like spam, follow, like a whole bunch of different accounts, get into their DMs, try doing something. It's usually a certain account. It's usually a bunch of bot accounts claiming to be like people from typically the opposite gender or wherever you are, trying to get you to do something, and they all also conveniently are from a certain location I really shouldn't say. But anyways. But if that was the case, and I was using this account to spam for certain things, spam people being like, oh, you want some, I want to see a good little, well, I don't even have it activated. So that isn't something I could potentially look at. And again, these are just guesses. I want to use the word hypotheses, but hypotheses means that I can test it out. I can't test it out, so guesses is the much better word to state in this regard. And, I don't have Twitter Blue. I don't care about that. I can't look at anything else. Saying like I'm not even following or have no followers because I am currently suspended. And again, I just don't understand why it sees me as a bot when I know that Twitter has a massive problem with bot accounts. Every time I see them in my notifications, I'm like, okay, just immediately block it, run out, don't bother with it. Don't bother with them, just block them, move on. But as again, I'm not a bot. And even though I certainly likes to do certain things with certain robots, that doesn't mean that I am a robot myself. So, mostly the point of this whole video I'm trying to make is I don't really have a method and avenue to express my frustrations in this regard because, well, I am suspended on Twitter. I can't just tweet it out. And I know Twitter is also going to have a thing about, don't make an alt account to bypass your ban. And I'm doing this also before I try to repeal it, just so that doesn't influence my current thoughts and behavior. Regardless how good or bad it might go, it's probably going to go bad, let's be real. And when it comes to them, just like, it annoys me that at best I'm caught in the crossfire of something that they think I'm bot when I'm not. At worst, they are convinced, and by they I mainly mean the bots that they use to check all this stuff. Because let's be real, Twitter doesn't have a lot of manpower these days. So I'm just annoyed. I'm going to try to repeal it. And really, to me, the biggest detriment of having to do a whole new account sweep is largely just the algorithm. Again, I've been here since 2019, basically. 2018, but it's December. It's basically 2019. And my algorithm has basically already been nice and set to what I like, Twitter's gone real good at knowing what I like to look at and do. Making a new account is going to be annoying since Twitter's going to assume that I am a normie and want to like a bunch of this crap. And if I start, mass following and mass liking a bunch of stuff that I actually care about, they're probably just think that account is more of a bot than my current account. So either way, I'm going to have problems, issues. Hopefully I can resolve my plights and my frustrations. And hopefully I can get this solved. But I am not holding my breath, and I hope everything goes alright. I'm annoyed, especially since it happened in the middle of last night. Caught me by surprise. I'm like, why did they take my Twitter away? Just in my head. But that's all I can really do is vent my frustrations in video format because I have nothing else to vent it on. And just try to fix it. So if anyone's happening, like, this isn't me trying to be like, no, Twitter bad, X bad, whatever. Elon has, like, I don't give a shit about Elon. not in a, I don't like him. Not in a, I want to glaze him. I just want to stay clear. You do your things on Twitter, I'll do my things on Twitter. Just, that's all I care about. So, yeah. Hopefully, hope everything's go well. And also, I use Arch.